It's a whole shift in mind, how to conceptualize things is what you're propagating.
그럼 마인드의
What does that
바람을
mean?
완전히 바꾸는 것이군요.
예,
이게 어떤
그렇습니다.
것입니까?
처음에 이제 우리는 사고력을 가르칩니다.
First of all, we teach them how to think deeply.
사고라는 게 아주 중요한데요.
Thinking is very important.
이런 이야기했습니다.
There's a story that goes like
이스라엘
this.
어떤 아가씨가
There was this one lady,
시리아에 포로 잡혀갔습니다.
she was captured as a captive.
문둥 장군 밑에 종사를 하는데
She was from Israel, but she was captive abroad, and she was a servant to a leper.
엄마 보고 싶다.
And I miss my mom, I miss my siblings.
늘 절망 속에
She was a captive, always living in
어느
despair.
날 이 아가씨가 마음이 바뀌었습니다.
But one day this young lady's heart changed.
아, 우리 장군 문둥병자네.
Oh, the captain here is a leper.
아, 우리 선지자 엘리사 저거 대번 났는데.
Oh, wait a minute. If he meets my prophet Elisha, he will be
그래서
healed.
난 하는 얘기만 했구나.
That's why God sent me
문둥병이
here.
나오면 이제 기뻐지겠네.
If that leper gets healed, this house will be full of joy.
아무리 변하기 전에.
Before the
하나씩
captain
마음이
changed, her heart first changed.
절망, 두려움, 그 속에 있다가
She used to be in fear and despair.
이야기해야지.
I'm going to tell him about this.
나면
Then when leprosy gets healed, this house will be full of joy.
좋아질 거야.
Then things will get better for
그렇게
me.
이제 마음을 바꾸는 겁니다.
In that way, she shifted her heart.
근데 저절로 그렇게 마음을 바꾸기는 쉽지 않아요.
But it's not easy to have that happen
조금
automatically.
교육을 통해서.
But through a little bit of
자,
teaching.
예를 들어 말하면
For example,
한국은 석유가 한 방울도 안 나.
Korea has no oil whatsoever.
근데 석유 돈을 제일 많이.
But Korea makes the most money by selling oil.
중도에 와서 원유 사가지고 와서
We buy crude oil from the Middle East
gasoline,
and we make it into
diesel,
gasoline,
asphalt 만드는데
diesel, asphalt.
한국에서 만든 기름의 옥탄가 제일 높습니다.
The octane level of gasoline made in Korea is the highest
이게
octane
이제
level.
사고에서 일어나는 거예요.
And this happened all through deep thinking.
제가 광고하러 온 건
I'm not here to advertise,
현대 자동차 있는
but the Hyundai Motor Company,
미국 자동차 수출합니다.
they export their cars to
어떻게 하는지
America.
아십니까?
Well, do you know what they did?
고장 없는 차를 만들려고 했어요.
They said, let's make a car that does not break
말이
down.
안 돼.
Hey, no way.
고장이 없어.
How can we make a car that doesn't break down?
근데 어떻게 했냐면
But what they did was,
부품 판매소에 가서
they went to the car part
제일
sales,
많이 팔리는 부품
and the car part that was sold the most,
일본에서 25가
they found the top 20 parts that
제일
sold the
많이
most.
팔리는 부품은 고장이 많아요.
The fact that those parts sell the most means that those parts break
the
down
ones
the
that
most
break more
often.
예, 그러니까 이제 그걸 가지고 연구해가지고
And so they studied those parts
이루어졌는데
and then addressed the issues.
한국의 서울에
And what happened was that in Seoul, Korea,
1천만 명인데
there's a population of 10
자동차
million
500만 대.
and there are 5 million cars.
1.8명당 자동 한 대.
There is one car per every 1.8 persons.
골목마다 정비공장이 있어요.
There was car repair shops on every street corner.
지금은 공유가 전부
But
하나
now,
없습니다.
all the car repair shops have shut down.
And it's all because of deep thinking.
깊은 사고 때문에 그런 거죠.
예,
Yes.
What motivated you to start the International Youth Fellowship in the first place?
그럼 IYF를 어떻게 이렇게 처음 시작하게 됐습니까?
그래서 제가 이제 그 앤디란 학생이
So that young man I mentioned to you earlier,
엄마가 많이
Andy,
권총을 와서
he was carrying around the gun doing drugs.
와서
He came to my church
6개월
and he stayed with us for 6 months.
세 사람에 대해서 LA에 돌아갔어.
He became a new man, went back to LA.
LA 가서 야, 니 앤디 맞아?
When he went back to LA, people said, are you really
진짜
Andy?
방해하기 싫어?
You really don't want to do drugs?
웃기지 마.
I don't think so.
며칠 가나 봐.
Let's see how many days that
말도 안 돼.
lasts. No way.
3개월 지나고
But 3 months passed, 6 months passed,
1년 지났는데
and a year passed.
너무 많아.
He never went back to drugs.
그 아이가 변한 걸 보고
People saw his transformation.
이듬해 한국 캠프 때
So during the World Camp in Korea the next year,
28명의 친구들이 한국
28 friends of his came to Korea
아이들은 방학도
for summer vacation.
아이들이 필요해서
They all changed and went back home.
그 이듬해는
And the year after that,
68명이 왔고
68 students came.
2001년에는
And then in 2001,
미국에서만
not only from the US, but from all around the world, 500 students came.
2001년에 IYF International Youth Fellowship을
And that's when we began in 2001, the IYF, International Youth
아주
Fellowship.
간단합니다.
It's really simple.
학생들 사고할 수 있는 능력을 키워줍니다.
We grow in the students the ability to think deep.
두 번째는
Secondly,
자제를
we
가르칩니다.
teach them self-control.
브라질 올림픽 때
During the Brazil Olympics,
아프리칸 학생이
there was a student in Africa.
학교에서 선생님 올림픽 축구 경기
At school, he said, teacher, I want to see the football match, the Olympics football match.
그거 안 돼. 지금
The teacher said, no, not during class.
수업 끝나 해줄게.
I'll let you watch after class.
수업 끝면 축구 끝나요.
But if the class is over, the football match will be over.
아십니까?
And then, do you know what he did?
19분 만에 밖에 뛰어나.
He said, I want to watch the football match, and the student ran outside.
잠시 후에 학교가 불탔어.
But soon after, the school was in fire.
불길에 사잡혔어.
He set the school on
많은
fire.
학생들이 그걸 보고
Many students saw that.
몇몇이 사진
They
찍어가지고
took pictures of it
돌렸습니다.
and posted on SNS.
그 더 이튿날 아침에
And then the next day,
많은 학교가 불탔어.
many more schools were burnt down in fire.
실제 있습니다.
This is true story.
왜?
Why?
재밌는데
Well, this looks fun.
자제력이 없어서.
They do not have self-control.
사고를 안 하니까
And they do not think
내가 학교에
deeply.
불을 질렀을
If I set
때
my school on fire,
공부를 어디서 하지?
where are we going to study?
우린 다음에 어떻게 하지?
What's going to happen to us?
벌은 안 받을까?
Will there be punishment?
누가 학교를 지어주지?
Who's going to rebuild the school for
그런
us?
생각을 하지 말면
If they thought those
절대
things,
그렇게 못한다.
they wouldn't be able to do such things.
많은 학생들이
But many students,
사고하기 싫어합니다.
they don't want to think deeply.
그래서 교류하는 사고 조금만 교육을 했을 때
And so we teach them how to think deeply a little bit.
참 이래서 그런 부분에 최고로 인정을 받고
And so in this, I've been recognized as the expert in the
2009년
world.
중국 공산청년단에 가서
In 2009, I went to the Chinese Youth League,
이틀 동안 강의를 했어요.
and for 2 days, I lectured to them.
그리고 제가 그런 일로 전 세계 이제 아프리카 많은 나라가 우리 교육을 받고
And in this way, many countries in Africa has adopted our education.
사고력하고
Deep thinking, self-control,
예. 그 다음에 세 번째
and thirdly,
교류하는
how to share exchange.
젊은이 굉장히 행복해요.
And it brings so much happiness to the young
이
people.
교육을 중심으로
And so centered around this kind of
학교를
education,
만들었습니다.
we made a curriculum.
코트디부아의 조роб이라고 하는 분이
We made a school, and there was a man named Mr. Jorovi from Côte d'Ivoire.
옛날에 그 총리실했던 분이
He worked at the Prime Minister's office in Côte d'Ivoire.
대통령께서 선진국이 되는 건 경제만이 아니다.
The president said the becoming a developed nation is not just about the economy, it's about the mindset and thinking.
좋은 사고력을 찾기 왔습니다.
And Mr. Jorovi came to search out the mind, deep
한국에
thinking.
저희들 학교를 봤습니다.
And he came and visited our school in Korea,
깜짝 놀랐어요.
and he was completely amazed.
대통령이 보고했고
And he reported it to the
그것도
president.
정식으로 학교 마인드 교육 시작하기로
And
했는데
then we were to start our
Corona
mind education in
때문에
Côte d'Ivoire, but it was put on hold because of the pandemic.
이번에 여러 이제 케냐, 가나, 토고, 그다음에 그 코트디부아
And this trip, I'm visiting Kenya, and also I'm in Ghana now, next to
정부들하고
Côte
이제
d'Ivoire and
정치를 하기
Togo.
위해 일을 하기 위했는데
And so we were going to begin this work officially with the government,
많은 준비가 돼 있고
and we were ready to go.
이제 정식으로 그 결정되면
And once the decisions are all set,
모르겠는데 내년 학기가 좀 일찍 한다는지 몰라도 코로나가 잠잠하게 되면은
I'm not sure, but maybe next year when Corona settles down a little bit,
정식으로 이제 바꿀 겁니다.
we'll be able to go about this
가나에
officially.
대해 조금만 이야기해도 될까요?
May I speak a little bit about Ghana?
Okay.
예, 한국은요
Korea
가나보다 훨씬 어려웠습니다.
was in a lot more difficulty than Ghana.
1944년생인데
I was born in 1944.
존 아타밀스 대통령 그부장 동갑이었어요.
President John Atta Mills, he and I were the same age.
근데 그 가나에 제가 와서
And I
가나
came-
학생들을 봤습니다.
and I
내가
saw-
혼자 캠프를 여러 번 했는데
I came to Ghana and I saw the students in Ghana. I held
그래서
camp
이제
at Legon
앞으로-
University many times.
지난번에 가나 대통령도 뵙고 이야기했지만
And I've met with the president of Ghana. I've
하려고
spoken with
코로나
him.
때문에 그냥 연기된 거예요.
And a lot of work was set to be done, but it's been on hold because of Corona.
지금 코로나 거의 잡혀가고 있으니까
And so things are settling down concerning the
우리 일하는
Corona.
가나는 전혀 다른 나라거든요.
And so if we do this work in Ghana, the whole country will be completely changed.
What exactly do you seek to do then in Ghana? What's the project
그럼
that you're
가나에서
aiming
어떤
to
일을
set up
하시려고
here?
하시는 겁니까?
이제 정부하고 손잡고 이런
And so we're going to work together with the government,
특히 교육부하고요.
with the Ministry of Education,
그래서 우리 가나에 있는 모든 학교 안에다가
so that in all the schools in Ghana,
마인드 교육 프로그램을 넣는 겁니다.
we want to install the mind education programs.
그래서 우리가 이제 이번에 대통령 백여 출장 중이시지만은
And so right now the president, he is traveling abroad,
지금
but
정신 만나면
when we have our official meeting,
우리가 어떤 한 학교를 선정해 달라고
we want to ask him to select one school for us.
1년 동안 그 교육을 시켜.
And we will do mind education there for 1 year,
이렇게 평가를 하면은
and then evaluate it after 1 year.
당연히 달라지죠.
Then of course we will see the changes.
좋으면 전 학교로 됐죠.
And then if it's good, let us open
우리가
up to
이제
other
지금까지
schools.
이런 준비를 다 했고
And so we are completely ready to do
이제
this,
바로 준비에 들어갈 수 있습니다.
and then we can move forward with it right away.
But in the meantime, before all this comes on board, you are going to enter into partnership with the GBC.
그럼 이 일이
What's
되기
that
전에
partnership
GBC랑 파트너로 일을 하시겠죠? 그건 또 어떤
예,
일입니까?
왜냐하면요.
Yes, because
죄송해요. 제가 이런 일 하면서
as I've been doing this kind of work,
작년에
last year
브라질에서
In Brazil,
사진을 봤습니다.
I saw some pictures from
많은
Brazil.
사람들 길거리에서 무릎 꿇고 손을 들고
Many
기도하는
people were out on the streets on their knees with their hands up and praying.
왜?
Why?
사랑한 아내가 코로나 걸린
Because they see that their loving wife got corona
병원에 갔어요.
and she's put in the hospital,
면회가 안 돼.
but she's not allowed visitors.
죽으면
And when she dies,
시체도 못 봐요.
they can't even see her.
그러니까 사람들이 길거리 가서
And people were
울면서 손을
grieving.
들고
They were outside
기도하고
with their hands up and knees and praying.
그걸 보고
And as I saw that,
방송을 습격했습니다.
I was so grieved in my heart.
근데 놀라운 건
But the amazing thing is,
작년 5월 달에 했을 때
May of last year,
276개 방송이 제 설교 전체를 다
we had a Bible conference and it was televised by 276 TV stations.
작년 가을에는
And in the fall of last year,
655개 방송국이
my Bible conference was televised by 655 TV
미국 유명
stations.
뭐 CTN 이런 유명한 방송 다
And in the US, large TV stations like CTN, they all televised it for us.
그래서 저는 거의 대부분 많은 방송에서 많이 강의를
And so
했어요.
many of my sermons have been aired on many TV stations.
그래서 우리가 여러 나라 정부하고 이렇게 약속을 했는데
And so we have been working together with many governments,
작년 지난 코로나 때문에 중단됐어요.
but last year and this year it's been on hold because of the corona.
이제 내년부터 저들은
So from next year,
본격적으로 이 교육할 수 모든 준비가
we are ready to do this mind education. We're ready to
학과를
go.
설치할 겁니다.
So we want to start the education
우리
departments.
교과서를 만들었고
We made textbooks.
학생 교육 받는 교사 교과서를 만들었고
And then we also made textbooks for
가나에
teachers.
와서 저희들 학생 교사를 모집해서
And in Ghana, we want to recruit mind education teachers
한국에 데려가서
and bring them to
마인드
Korea
교육을 가르치고
and teach them mind education.
그러면 아까 얘기한 대로
Then as we said earlier,
학교 불타는 거 재밌다고 불러치는 않을 겁니다.
they're not going to say, wow, it's fun to set the schools on fire. They're not going to do that.
왜?
Why?
불을 낳았을 때
When they set the fire,
누가 학교를 지어주지?
then who's going to rebuild it for
내가
us?
벌받으면 어떡하지?
What if I get punished?
그 생각할 줄 알면
If they knew to think that deeply,
그때 못 넣습니다.
then they would not be able to set it on
그
fire.
생각 재밌겠네 그것만 보면
But they just say, oh, that looks fun.
그런 학생들이 많습니다.
There are many students like that.
가나는 얼마나 세알이 보지 않습니다.
And I don't know how such many students there are in Ghana, but
가나에 된 일은 아닙니다.
this incident did not happen in Ghana.
얼마든지 일어날 수 있습니다.
But these things could completely happen.
정부가 제일 좋아합니다.
And the governments love this program.
정부가 이번 케냐 정부도
And recently in the Kenyan government,
우리가 전부 계속 직접 일할 수 있는 준비가 다 돼요.
and they are also ready to work together with us for this as well. And with many countries around the world.
미국에서 굉장히 많은 그 학교체에서 우리 교육을
And
받고
also in US, many schools have also adopted this education.
모든 준비가 돼 있어요.
And we're ready to go forward with this.
그래서 앞으로 이런 일들을 계속 할
So
겁니다.
these are the kinds of things that we want to do.
그러면 가나나 어느 나라든 새 나라든
Then no matter the country, Ghana or whichever country will
가나가
be
제일
renewed.
좋은 이유가 뭐냐면
The best thing about the Ghana is
교육하기가 좋습니다.
it's a good place for this education
청소년 국가니까요.
because it's a country of the youth.
노인에게나 교육하지 않습니다.
I don't do this education for the
50대,
elderly.
60대 교육할 필요 없어요.
We cannot do this education for people in their 50s and 60s, but from the age of 10,
20살 사이에.
between the age of 10 and 20.
교육을 하면
And when they learn this,
전혀 나라가 달라.
it will completely change the country.
It sounds like an ambition.
Excuse me.
기대하면 기도해도 괜찮습니다. 기대해도 괜찮습니다.
You may look forward to this.
I am looking forward to it. It sounds like a very exciting prospect.
너무
And we
좋은
wish you
그런
well in
프로그램이다.
your deliberations as you seek to engage officials from the Ministry of Education,
그래서
the
교육부
President,
장관이랑 그
and
대통령 이런
in your
분들이랑
partnership with the
일하시는데 잘 되시길 바랍니다.
GBC. We hope
GBC와 함께
that
하늘도
to see this very, very
다 잘
quickly
되시기를
in the year that you are
바랍니다. 또
proposing.
좋은
Thank you
열매
so
맺기를
much.
감사합니다.
Reverend Oksu Park is the founder of Good News Mission. He's also the founder of the International Youth Fellowship. Reverend, thank you so much. And next to him, Mr. Joseph Park has been interpreting this for us. Joseph, thank you very much.
Thank you.
International Youth Fellowship. The founder is in Ghana to engage in deliberations with the President, with the Ministry of Education. Their goal is to adopt a school and to start a mind education project with the school, evaluate it after a year, and then see if it can be replicated in other schools across the country. Their mission is simple: to give young people the opportunity to think deeply about their society, about how they can improve so that they can find happiness for themselves, find happiness for the society as well. And GBC is going to partner with the International Youth Fellowship to make this mission possible. And so we will return very shortly with another conversation on alternative dispute resolution. Before I take that quick break, I have a message here from the staff of the office of the Honorable Alfred Okovandapoy, MP for Ablekuma South constituency, and they're saying we'd love to wish you a happy birthday. We are proud to have you as our dad, boss, and MP. May the good Lord continue to bless you. And they've asked that we play Diana Hamilton's Adom specially for you. So Honorable Okovandapoy, aka Chenchas, aka former mayor of Accra, happy birthday to you. And this song is for you. We'll be right back.
I don't look like what I have been through. You've turned my pit into a well. So the essence of my praise is centered on your grace. Adom, Adom, Adom. I've been through a lot, but grace sustained me.
Thank you for staying with us. And you can get in touch with the International Youth Fellowship. They have offices in Ghana. And they also have a team that you can speak to, and I'm getting the contact for you very shortly. You can speak to Frederick Tete. He is the communications manager. The number to call is 024-199-2377 or 054-6603-154. So that's the Ghana office. You can get in touch and you can reach the International Youth Fellowship through that contact. Frederick Tete, the communications manager. Remember, the International Youth Fellowship are also responsible for the Gracias Choir, and they will be having a performance this Christmas, and we hope that will be part of that partnership as well. Right now, we are going to settle into legal affairs and specifically alternative dispute resolution. In recognition of the need for a mechanism that would complement the regular court system for a fast and efficient way of settling matters in court, the Honorable Chief Justice in 2005 set up an ADR task force with the objective to determine an appropriate and customized policy direction that incorporates ADR in the court adjudication process. In line with this, the Judicial Service of Ghana is celebrating ADR Week to create awareness on the importance of ADR. And at the table to help us understand what activities they will be engaging in, Mr. Alex Nate, the National ADR Coordinator for the Judicial Service of Ghana. Mr. Nate, welcome.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, and thanks for joining us.
We are grateful to God and
we are
BBC.
At your service for God and country. We are looking at ADR, and I just want to ask, what kind of cases are referred for alternative dispute resolution, and at which point does it become necessary to seek an alternative?
Thank you very much. All cases that affect relationship, businesses, and almost every human endeavor are amenable to ADR, except criminal cases of felony and those that the law does not permit to be sent to ADR, such as the interpretation of statutes, interpretation of the Constitution, and issues that pertain to the interpretation of our Constitution, 1992. And for instance, even if you and I have a contract and at a point in time we disagree on a provision under the contract, then the law says that it must necessarily go to a court with that jurisdiction to interpret either a clause or a paragraph. And so apart from this, any other dispute that human beings are seeking a resolution to is amenable to ADR. The ADR Act in Section 1 also provides, among other things, that environmental issues for now are not amenable to ADR. Arguably, others have reservation about that, which I also agree. Child abuse cases in which sexual and psychological abuse, entail, are also not amenable to ADR. Apart from that, broadly, we have access to ADR. And at what stage can one access ADR? I am currently discussing court-connected ADR. And so, at the court, you can only access ADR when you have filed a case and the case is ripe for hearing and it is mentioned before a judge or a magistrate. Then at that level, every court user in Ghana is given the right or the option to even find out from the judge upon the mentioning of the case that, my Lord, Your Honor, Your Worship, can my case be sent to ADR? Now, our High Court Civil Procedure Rule has even been amended further by CI 133, which makes access to ADR possible at direction level. Direction level is an early stage of a civil dispute in the court where the parties will set down issues for determination. And at that level, ordinarily, in our jurisprudence, you will only be looking at what issues are indeed in contention. But this time, our law, our rules allow us at that level to even apply to the court for ADR. And when the court finds it worthy of reference to ADR, the court will give the parties 1 month, even at that level, to attempt the resolution of the matter at ADR. And when they are able to resolve the issue, the report they bring to the court constitutes the judgment of the court. That is how interesting and simple ADR can be.
And that's a very different thing from litigation in court itself.
Yes.
What benefits does ADR present against court proceedings?
A host of them. I think you have heard many people complain about delays in court. Litigation from Adam is characterized by interminable delays. And it permeates every legal regime. It is not peculiar to only Ghana. Anything litigation takes so long because of the technical nature and the rise of the parties that are asserted at every given time. So if you resort to litigation, you cannot tell when the case is going to end, because the other party, even if he loses at the High Court, has the right to appeal. You may win at the High Court, and on appeal the other party will have the judgment 10. Because you also won at the High Court, you will also be tempted to say that, no, once I won at the High Court, I will also go to the Supreme Court, and like manner. So the lawyers involved in the dispute in litigation, the judges presiding over the matter themselves, cannot immediately tell when the case is going to end. So you have no control over closure as to when the case comes to an end. But at ADR, you are able, even from the beginning, to say that we are going to spend only 1 month, 30 days. In the case of the courts connected ADR, we have at most 30 days to finish a case, no matter how contentious and complex it is. Once it is amenable to ADR and it is referred to ADR, it should be able to resolve within 3 days. And all cases, since 2005, we started, mainstreaming ADR in our core system that we have resolved, took less than 1 month. Some within 1 hour, some within 2 hours, some at 2 sittings, you are able to resolve the dispute. And so as part of our administrative policy regulating the operation of mediators, every mediator has at most 3 sittings to deal with the matter. And this is born out of the realities assess of the efficacy of ADR in dispute resolution.
These mediators, are they lawyers?
You yourself, if you are not a lawyer, you can train to become a mediator. All that you need is to be fairly educated. You must be able to read and write, and you should be able to write something that makes meaning to your readers, that does not create confusion. Okay, so if you can put down simple sentences that can guide everybody to show that when the parties met, this is what they were able to do as their solution, then of course you can be trained, because mediation is an informal process that enables disputing parties to meet privately to resolve the dispute in their own language and within their context. And so ADR is that which everybody must seek whenever you have a dispute to resolve, because it makes you a judge in your own cause. Whereas in the regular litigation system, if you are interested in the matter, you cannot come near to make any resolutions.
I want to ask as well, you mentioned that you've been doing this since 2005. What has the response been like, and what challenges have you identified?
Oh, the response have been massive. Other than that, we would have folded up long ago, because it is efficacious and it's helping a lot of people. If I should justify this with statistics that I have, in dispute resolution, resolving one single case is a huge task, and it doesn't happen easily. But between 2020 alone, 2020, is that how we say it? Mm-hmm. In 2020, 5455, that is 5,455 cases were referred by the various courts involved in the ADR program, and 2,312 cases were fully resolved, representing about 42%. Statisticians will say that, oh, it's 42, it's below 50%. This one is different from the normal statistics in view of the amount of work that goes into resolving one case. And so it is very important that we need to pat each other on the back, because we are doing a lot to strengthen access to justice. These 2,312 cases that have been resolved, none of them will ever come back on appeal. Most of them did not require the involvement of the court subsequently for the enforcement of the outcome. Okay, so one, they will not come back to appeal because the parties voluntarily went through it and agreed on what was the solution, and they accepted it. So immediately they conclude the resolution, because it is consensual, they go and implement what they have committed themselves to do without coming back to the court to file processes, entry of judgment, FIFE, and all those things, just to have a decision enforced. So in the area of ADR, if you see 42% settlement rate, it means that
it's a win for you.
It is a huge achievement.
So we are talking about ADR week.
Yes.
What's this all about? What are you planning to do this year?
The rationale for ADR instituted by the Chief Justice is to spend time to inform Ghanaians about the fact that today in Ghana, ADR is a core component of our adjudication system. So when you go to court and a judge tells you that, madam, I'm referring your case to ADR, that doesn't mean that the judge is not interested in your case or your case is not being taken serious.
You get that a lot.
Yes. And so as soon as you are told that your case is being sent to ADR, thank God, do a sign of the cross, because you have the opportunity to really contribute critically to the resolution of the matter. Whether your case is good or bad, asking for ADR doesn't mean that you are giving up. It shows that you understand the value of time. You have other things to do, and so you don't want to spend the rest of your life in court over one single case. ADR, the advantages that we haven't been able to mention is that it is faster, it saves time, it restores broken relationship as a result of conflict. The parties are empowered to sit in the case and decide how they want the case to be resolved, without necessarily looking at what perhaps Justice Eniebua has decided in the case. That is precedent. Okay, you are not required to follow precedent. It is an innovative way of resolving your case in a manner that will be of help to both parties.
Right. You mentioned that you can ask for ADR anytime a case has been filed or mentioned in court.
Rather mentioned in court.
Mentioned in court.
Yes.
Okay. So how else can you access ADR to mediate in a conflict situation outside of the court structure?
One way you can open yourself up for mediation or ADR is, for instance, if you and I are signing an agreement for me to supply you with water anytime you are coming on there. Okay, in that agreement we can make provision for dispute resolution. Okay, that whenever any of us flout any of the provisions under our agreement, okay, we want to resolve it by this tool or that tool of ADR.
So you can set it from the
so
very
you
beginning.
can agree even in advance before dispute arise. And so that is one of the ways you can opt for ADR. And even in the absence of, a dispute resolution clause, when it happens, you still must file your case in court, and after the case is prepared for hearing, you mention it to the court that you want ADR.
So, exciting week for you at the Judicial Service of Ghana, ADR week. What are the activities lined up, and when is it happening?
It's exciting because we have the opportunity to inform many more Ghanaians about ADR, so public education, and one of them is what you have graciously done this morning, and we are grateful. We will continue to do that. We will do the launch in Kuforidia, one of the courts in Kuforidia, Court A, District Court A, which used to be called Amangwasi Court. Now we are put down the Amangwasi, we are putting up an edifice for the court. From there, we will offer all disputing parties nationwide the opportunity to try ADR. So if you have a case with somebody and your case is not even coming on next week, you can call the other party and say that they say ADR is being offered massively next week from 8 to about 13th, and for that matter, why do we not opt for it? If the other party agrees, you can talk to the registrar and the case will be handed to mediators, and they will assist you. So we have 131 ADR courts so far nationwide, and all these courts will make mediators available at the court for parties who have cases before the court to try ADR. So there will be massive or general settlement of cases with mediation.
Right. So your final comments before we get out.
My final comment to Ghanaians is that our legal system, our laws and the rules of the courts continue to create room for the use of ADR. It has therefore become very imperative for every Ghanaian to avert his mind to ADR. If you don't develop taste for the use of ADR in this country, you'll be found wanting one day, because wherever you pass, you'll be faced with ADR before you even launch into the court system proper. Litigation is not the best. Litigation breaks relationship. Litigation stifles development. Litigation brings businesses. Litigation is inimical to human effort and peace. And for that matter, we need to develop massive taste for ADR, and we'll all be happy.
Thank you so much, Mr. Alex Nati, for for
I am rather
sharing.
grateful. I am rather grateful for the opportunity.
Very welcome. Alex Nate is the National ADR Coordinator of the Judicial Service of Ghana. He is here to speak on ADR because it's ADR week. The celebration is going to be launched in Kofodia District Court A, previously known as Amanguase Court. Now there's going to be a structure for them, and he's spearheading the campaign for all of us to consider ADR as an effective tool to seek solutions to disputes. And he's saying that relationships can be maintained even after the dispute when ADR processes are embraced. He's calling on parties to consider bringing their disputes to the open ADR sessions that they will be having from the 8th of November to the 13th of November during the ADR celebration, and that there are 131 ADR courts nationwide available at your service if you should decide to travel that route. So that's for your information on ADR week from the Judicial Service of Ghana. Val is getting ready to partner Airtel Tigo on the Yellow Couch to bring us the lifestyle segment. This show is made possible by Awake Purified Mineral Water, Acrylic Paint, and Donko Next Level Energy Drink, and also Savida Kente for our lovely outfits this week, and Red Culture for dressing us. It's Ashanti Culture Week on #GTV Breakfast. We are doing this at the invitation of the Otumfuo himself, Asantehene Otumfuo Seitutu II, and so Ashanti Culture Week on GTV Breakfast. We'll be back right after this break with more.
We'd like to thank God once again for keeping our vision in progress. We'd like to thank all our fans for purchasing this album. God bless you. Keep the love alive, don't get it twisted. We'd like to let y'all know this is not the end of it. We're coming back for more.
VIP, you back again?
Yeah, we back.
VIP is back.
Is Jesse?
Yeah! VIP! Judgment again! Turn over!
Blessing, when them say oh hard, blessing, when them say put a knife fingernails, blessing, when them say oh don't be a girl, blessing, now them say oh get the boss, oh but you blessing, every big money come, when you bought and then you say yeah, no I blessing, when them say oh hard, blessing, when them say put a knife fingernails.
Jesus, Sophia, ni neto se liga, except no one on the dead senino, or bagato,
Where you going? Wait, going? Wait.
Blessing, when them say who don't be a blessing. Now them say who be the boss. Over your blessing, come Rebecca, money come. How you bought and you say then you are your blessing. When them say who want your blessing. When them say put my fingernails.
Welcome to the lifestyle segment, the Yellow Couch. It's made possible by Airtel Tigo. We're just having a little behind the scenes with my guest. When we come back, we are going to talk theatre in Ghana. We are going to use the National Theatre as a case study. So we'll take a break on Airtel Tigo.
Around your humble servant, Welcome back, guys. So we're going to be talking about theatre in Ghana. The National Theatre is an edifice which was birthed from a theatre movement initiated by Efwa Sutherland, with many functions which provides venue for performing arts in the area of drama, music and dance. It was built by the Chinese in the year 1992 and currently houses 3 resident companies. So we are going to have a conversation around the National Theatre, the reason why the National Theatre was put up, if we've been able to live up to the standards, what are we doing wrong? Do we need to modernize how we use the theatre? And then I have the residents groups. I have the heads of the residents groups to help me have this conversation. I have none other than Mauli Semovo. He is an artistic director of the National Drama Company in the National Theatre. And then I have Mr. Isaac Ano. He's the artistic director for the National Symphony Orchestra. So guys, I have a blend of fine arts in the Yellow Couch. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning. Good morning.
Now, before we became live, I was telling them that I had to choose my words carefully because I'm sitting in the midst of 2 gentlemen who are pioneers when it comes to fine arts, so I have to be careful with my words. Okay, gentlemen. Good morning officially.
Good morning, and good morning to your cherished viewers and listeners.
Right. So you see, we have a legend. Yes, I am going to call him that because I watched up
I grew up watching him on the screens, and especially right here on GTV. How do you feel, Sir Mauli, coming back to a place that once upon a time you called home?
It's quite nostalgic. I was just remembering how you, by sometimes 5:30 a.m. you're here. Recording starts at 11 o'clock, and on set, may she rest in peace, Miss Joyce Addo. You make a mistake, believe you me sincerely, she will change you, put somebody else in this thing. Yes, so you must make sure that your lines, those kind of
have everything apt.
And something very funny used to happen when you start at 11 o'clock like that. The cameramen grumble because they say it's not their fault. It's from upstairs. Now, by the time it is almost 12 o'clock, the camera is gone off. Why? We didn't know. We'd be like, we are in the mood. During the break, you get to know that one of them shook. Most times, those huge cameras on the wheels.
We still have a couple of them.
They said he shook it and everything went off. So you have to line up again. So definitely you have to go on break.
And that's the break. The person who shook the camera actually wanted the break.
Yes, because
they were hungry.
Yeah,
It's normal.
I remember when they gave us ID cards. And those ID cards, believe me sincerely, we could take to the stadium to watch football matches.
You used to get free passes with ID cards?
ID cards for here. But because GBC was on it, we took it to stadium. Yeah, man.
Maybe I should be looking. I should be putting my ID on my neck and then going to the stadiums and showing it to them and seeing if I can get passes there. But those were some really, really good times, and those were times that you really learned serious stuff on the job. And let's come to the National Theatre. I used to go to the National Theatre when I was growing up for a couple of Panafest. Mr. and Mrs. SS used to rush the National Theatre all the time. That was the reason for which it was built, to educate us and to entertain us on Ghanaian culture. Am I wrong?
Very right.
Okay. So what are your thoughts? It was put up in 1992. 2021, where do we stand as a country when we mention the National Theatre?
I would say the theatre is mandated to develop and promote the performing arts. Okay?
Develop and promote
the performing arts. As regards the positive preservation of our culture. You see, and if you have to develop it, then it means definitely you have to get rid of the obsolete ones.
Yes. And
so that affects what we do. I would say, permit me, we don't do theaters with certain backgrounds that will not expose us to what indigenously is our culture.
Okay.
How it has been developed, and for that matter, how interesting it is. My boss will say, let's make it sexy. Let's make our culture sexy so that the young ones can,
Yeah.
But that does not mean that we should run away from the mandate. And especially where just recently we came up with a strategic plan for which this mandate has been worked into it. And it affects, should I say, all elements that should help us develop and promote our culture. For instance, technology. One may think that in the theatre you don't need much technology, but you can be sure that ask him your scores and things you have. Should I say technologized it?
It's been digitized.
It's been digitized, yes, that is.
Digitalized,
yeah. And for example, when this COVID set in, nobody is going to come to the theater because of the restrictions. How can we still get to the people to for them to know that we are not being paid for nothing by government, but we are doing what we are supposed to be doing. So we had to resort to social media. We created new things, as regards music, dance, drama, and put them there on social media, which I think was a very good opening, because I feel out of any bad thing, something good can come out, and this is one of the things that have come, or that now we are holding on to. I remember a year ago, last year, we had an award just by seeing what we've been putting across. Yes, and can you imagine? It came all the way from the U.S.
So it means someone actually notices the good work.
Exactly.
Do we get a lot of foreign dance ensembles, musical groups coming to learn maybe how to play our local instruments? Do they come to the national theatre?
Definitely.
This year we've had two. One from Holland, and I think the other one is from the US or something.
Right.
In terms of dance and drama and music again, we had a guest director who is an ethnomusicologist in Ghanaian music, but is based in the US. We had workshops, and we've come up with a production, which very soon, Friday, Saturday, right? It starts from tomorrow, actually. Yeah, Friday, Saturday, you know. So we have such people coming in, because you don't. There are some things seriously you will not get in the classroom.
Yes, you have to.
Yes. So when you have interactions, collaborations with such people, you update yourself, and you learn real life experiences. It don't have to be translated from the book, which of course makes you progress.
Okay.
You know.
We have three resident groups in the National Theatre. We have the National Dance Company, the National Symphony Orchestra, and the National Theatre Players. For those of us who do not know, and we are learning for the first time here, how are these residents group intertwined, and how do they work together?
Our working together comes off nicely in the production he was talking about, i.e., because all the three groups came together to put this
play together
production together. We do the music part, they do the drama, and then the dance people. But what the beautiful thing is that we have people crossing to the other side. We have people from drama joining in the dance, and you have people from the, so it's a collaborative thing. And it's
okay. So what I have here says that's the total theatre production.
Yes, sure.
And that's IE.
Yes.
Did I get the pronunciation right?
Exactly.
I got it right. Okay. So can you tell us about the total theatre production? What's IE about? When is it going to be staged? What is it?
Okay. Just a gist. IE actually is created from one of our traditional laws, folklore, you know, one of our folk tales. You know, which has to do with IE and the pot of wisdom.
Okay.
But we all know that normally the names we mention are just from the south. But the point is that we have that character all round, you see. So we have recreated it to show that IE has been born in the upper regions of Ghana.
Okay.
You see.
So IE. Okay.
And then there things happen for us to showcase our traditions, the way we perform certain rites. Like, for example, IE's mother gets pregnant, and for how many years she's not giving birth. From the upper west, where her husband, yes, from where her husband comes from, she's sent to the upper east, and a stomach cleansing ritual is performed.
Okay.
And you can see the progressive nature of that performance. So we get rid of this negative mentality
that we have about some of our local rituals.
Yes. Now, we don't run away or we don't delete or neglect Ayi's trickery and greed, which starts from
the beginning.
Yes, from the beginning, you know, and that makes him travel from where he is in the upper west to the north. Then we see traditions and cultures all the way to Accra. You see, so this story, and all this while he's looking for something, his greed, which makes him get into trouble.
Ayi seems to be an interesting character. When do we get to meet Ayi officially?
5th, 6th, which is tomorrow and Saturday, then 13th and 14th.
Okay, so the first play will be staged tomorrow, which is the 5th, at the National Theatre.
Sure.
Where do we get tickets? Do we need to get tickets? How much are the tickets going for?
Oh, just a cool 50. You know, 50 Ghana.
Do we get the tickets at the gate? Do we have to go online? Do we have to call a number?
You can get it at the gate. You can get it online.
Okay. When you say online, what website should we go to?
www.nationaltheatre.org.
Nationaltheatre.org.
Yes.
Right.
Or www.nationaltheatre of Ghana. One is org, one is Ghana, of Ghana.
Right. Mr. Arnold, would you want to add to it?
Sure.
What should we expect when we come for the...
is spider in one of the languages up north. And as he said, every time we give examples of names from the south, this time around we want to take it from the north and see that coming down and
it's everywhere.
One people.
Okay, how did we go about production? Are we using seasoned actors? Is it a blend of the young and old? How did we go about production?
It's a blend of the young and old.
And you see, like I was saying, it started with the collaborative idea for which we are mandated, cross-cultural and international collaborations. So this man came down, the ethnomusicologist came down, we had workshops, and then the whole idea was introduced. Then now, how do we bring our expertise together to have one solid something? And originally, it was performed as more of a musical concert.
Right.
I hope that is a word. A musical, okay. Performed as a musical. But when he brought it to Ghana, we decided to add drama and dance.
Yes. So Ayi is going to be staged tomorrow, 5th November and the 6th November at the National Theatre. The tickets are going for a cool 50 cedis. You can get it at the gate. When are the gates opening for tomorrow's first play?
By 6 o'clock, gates are open.
6 o'clock, gates are open. It's not Ghana time.
No,
it's not Ghana
it is
time.
One thing. It is one thing we really want to put across, that we should erase that Ghana time from. Yes, they always think that we Ghanaians. Yes.
Exactly 6 p.m.
Yes.
Ayi is going to be staged at the National.
No, the show starts at 7.
Okay, but the gates open at 6. All right. So the gates open at 6 p.m. at the National Theatre for Ayi. The tickets are selling for cool 50 cedis at the gate or on the National Theatre's website, which we'll be giving to you shortly. Friday and Saturday, Ayi, guys, is happening live at the National Theatre. Gates open at 6. The play starts at 7. Joining me to have this conversation, I've been having it with Mr. Isaac Ano, is the artistic director for the National Symphony Orchestra, which is a resident group at the National Theatre. And then Mr. Mauli Semo, he's an artistic director, the National Drama Company, which is also in the National Theatre. Final words before we wrap up, guys. Anything you want to add?
Okay. I'm also holding for our... we wanted to really come with our dance director, but she's a bit indisposed. She's
yes,
another weather.
Edina Mataji. Good morning.
No, yeah, no, that's the dance director is Stephanie Yamwa.
Okay.
Yes,
but
yes. Edinam is with the drum company.
You're supposed to come.
Yeah, but
that's fine. I mean, you guys have done everything. So can we have the website again? We didn't catch that. www.nationaltheatre.org. www.nationaltheatre.org. That's the website to go.
And then www.National Theatre of Ghana.
National Theatre of Ghana. So those are the two websites you can go to get more information on when IEE is being staged and the different times that is being staged as well. You can also get information on the tickets and how much the tickets are going for. I've been having a nice conversation with Mr. Isaac and Mr. Mauli Semovo. The hashtag to follow is GTV Breakfast. We'll take it.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Ooh la 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 la, 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 ooh la 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 la. All day saga, all day in the mirror, all day saga, all day in the mirror, all day kunami bilinga.
Welcome back. So we've had a packed breakfast as usual, and I have King Cuff and Quinty joining me on set.
Mama, I'm wearing the cloth tomorrow.
Yes. my mom has been asking, why is Cuff not wearing the cloth since Monday? So ma,
I'm wearing the cloth.
He said we are the queens and he's a...
I'm the executioner.
So yeah, Cuff will represent the Ashanti region fully tomorrow, and we are proudly clothed by Savida Bonrick